Hi, my name is Jay Oza. I coach people win with their speeches. And I hope these videos are helping you. And if you ever need help with your speech, please let me know. I want to talk about something that we hear from speech experts when we're giving public speaking, and that has to do with whether you should speak fast or slow it down. Now, there's one thought that you should speak the way you normally speak. You be yourself. And if you speak fast, just speak fast and just put pauses so that people know. And the other thought is to slow it down. I fall into the second camp, but not all the time. So let me give you some specific examples that you have to make the call, and this only you can make this call. Let's say if I'm speaking to you one-on-one. So I'm going to get closer to you, let's say about shoulder length from the camera. Now you notice I'm going to be able to see your eyeballs and you're going to be able to see mine. We're having eyeball to eyeball communication. This is a direct communication. Here, I can pretty much tell whether I am resonating with you because I can see your eyes. Your eyes will not lie. If you're paying attention, I will know. If I see a glazed look, I know I'm losing you. Believe me, you can't fake with your eyes. That also applies if you're in a small group. You can have eyeball to eyeball communication. They're near you, closer to you. So you have to get closer. You get closer and you get eyeball to eyeball. When you do that, you can speak fast. I completely agree. However, when it's in front of a large audience, you cannot see people's eyes. Especially if you're on stage and they're farther away. You might see their head looking at you, but you're not able to see their eyes. Because of that, you have to slow it down. Because you cannot afford them, the audience, not understanding what you're saying. You've got to err on that side because you want to resonate. And the best way to do it is to slow it down. Let me give you an example of this. And this is not my example. This comes from this book, Robert Caro's book, The Passage of Power. He's talking about Lyndon Johnson, LBJ. Right after Kennedy got assassinated, he became the president, and he has to address the nation in front of joint Congress. Now, Lyndon Johnson was a very talented communicator when it came one-on-one and in small group. However, he was not known as a good communicator when it came to speaking in front of large audiences. He had a tendency to speak fast. When you're addressing the nation, you cannot speak fast, especially something right after a major tragedy or anything. The main thing is you want people to understand what you're saying. So what he did in his speech to make sure, he would put the word pause to make sure that he indeed paused after he made a particular statement, and also he would underline words that he wanted to emphasize. But he was so worried about this that he wanted to be doubly sure that he would put pauses twice. Pause, 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 pause. He would put that sprinkled throughout his speech. And it worked. And here's a person who's not known for speaking slowly. But for this particular speech in front of joint Congress and millions of people watching on TV, he knew that he can't speak the way he normally spoke. He had to slow it down. And pauses are very interesting. Since I mentioned the word pause, what pauses do is, and this is something that I think I do occasionally, and I encourage you to do that too when you're drafting your speech. but you got to practice this. When you pause, the audience is kind of processing it in ways that they don't even know subconsciously. If I see a pause, it means that, boom, something that I said previously before the pause was important. Your immediate reaction is, I hope he says it again. I hope he says it again. What did he say? Why did he just pause? If he's pausing, there must be something that he's about to say that is important. I think it's two things. What he just said was important. Now he paused, and what he's about to say may be even more important. That's how the audience thinks of when you use pauses effectively. So you got to use pauses effectively, but at the same time, you got to know the audience that you're talking to, and whether it's one-on-one, in a small group, or in a large audience, you got to know this ahead of time. Because if you speak too slowly one-on-one, like I am doing right now with you on this camera, you might not like it. You might think I'm just treating you like a child. So one-on-one talking slowly doesn't work. But in front of a large audience, nobody takes it personally, right? Because you're farther away. You're not going to think like, hey, he's treating me like that. How dare he? No, he's treating everybody like that. Everybody is basically, so you don't view it as a negative thing. So again, to close this out, should you speak fast or should you speak slowly? Here's what I would do. If you can see, I would use the eyeball test. If you can see people's eyeballs, you can speak fast and use pauses whenever you want to emphasize words and pause strategically. However, if you're speaking in front of a large audience where they're farther away from you, where you can't really see eyeball to eyeball, make eyeball to eyeball connection, I would say slow it down. And that's what I would do. Let me know what you think about this. And thank you for watching.